It's not uncommon at all for potential buyers to contact the seller's realtor directly when they're interested in taking a look at a home that's listed for sale. It could be that the buyer isn't working with a realtor because they've just started out the process and they haven't decided whether they're going to be buying a home or not yet, and so they don't want to waste a realtor's time. Or it could be that the buyer hasn't found a realtor yet that they're comfortable enough with to enter into a written agreement. Or it could be that the buyer has decided not to work with a realtor of their own because they believe if they do all the legwork, research, and appointment making themselves, if they find a home that they're interested enough to make an offer on, that they would be able to negotiate a better deal for themselves. They could say something like, I don't have a realtor, I've done all the work myself, and because you don't have to pay my realtor anything, I'd like to see a better discount off your asking price. All of those reasons for a potential buyer to go it alone are completely fair, fine, and acceptable. But what buyers sometimes don't realize, though, is a conflict of interest that does arise when they go looking at homes without using their own realtor, and then they actually find a home that they're interested in making an offer on. That conflict of interest can potentially negatively affect not only the deal that they can make for themselves, but their overall buying experience. Imagine a scenario where a potential buyer has contacted the seller's realtor directly to go take a look at a home, and after spending about an hour in the home, the buyers decide that this is the exact home that they've been looking for, and they go up to the realtor and they say, we love this home, we want to buy it. Tell us, what's the best deal that you can get for us? How low do you think the sellers will come off their asking price? This is the point where the seller's realtor explains to the potential buyer that there is in fact a conflict of interest, and because of that conflict of interest, the type of advice and representation that the seller's realtor can give to that buyer is extremely limited. Because that realtor is also a representative of the seller and has a duty to the seller, that realtor can't advise you by law to make an offer that's anything less than the asking price. In addition to that, the seller's realtor is not permitted by law to advise you to insert any terms, conditions, or clauses into an agreement with the seller which are in your best interest but deemed to be against the seller's best interest. For example, it might be a really good idea for a buyer to have a home inspection done on a property before they fully commit to buying it, but a home inspection can have a negative effect on the seller because a home inspection can result in collapsing a deal or costing the seller money, which is not in their best interest. And for that reason, that realtor cannot advise you to get a home inspection done on the property. And so while the seller's realtor is expected to act professionally at all times, to not mislead you, and to give you all the information that you need to help you to make good decisions, the seller's realtor cannot be an advocate for your best interest and cannot disclose to you any information that could give you an edge over the seller. That realtor's role is to be a neutral facilitator of the process and not an advocate for your best interest. So that means that that realtor can't give you any advice or suggest any strategies that would give you the advantage over the seller. I hope that you found this information useful, and that if you are shopping without a realtor, that you can now at least proceed with more confidence and clarity.